You know that feeling, right? That little jolt of relief when plans get canceled and you suddenly have the whole night to yourself? Or maybe you have a friend who just seems to come alive by staying home. Well, it turns out that's not about being antisocial at all. Today, we're going to dive into the really cool psychology behind being a homebody. We'll see why, for some of us, staying in isn't just a preference, it's literally how our brains are wired to function best. Okay, so first things first, let's just bust this myth wide open. The word homebody gets a pretty bad rap, doesn't it? It comes with all this baggage, all these labels that just don't really stick. There's this whole story we tell about people who love being at home, and honestly, it's time we took a closer look at that story. So what are those labels? Lazy? Antisocial? You know, the funny thing is, those labels are kind of lazy themselves. The real story, the one psychology tells us, is so much more interesting. It suggests that what we see as a simple choice on the surface is actually way deeper. It's all about a fundamental difference in how some brains are processing the entire world around them. Right, so what if we just stopped seeing this as some kind of personality flaw? What if we thought about it like a different operating system? Like some people are running on iOS and others are on Android. Neither is wrong, they just work differently. So let's explore that idea that some brains are just wired up differently right from the very start. And that's really the heart of it. This isn't about a flaw in someone's personality. It's literally a different mode of brain operation. Their brain is just running on a different processing system. It takes in the world in a unique way. And for that system, staying home isn't just comfy, it's actually the most logical, most energy efficient thing to do. I love this quote because it just nails the feeling. For some people, the outside world literally feels heavier, louder, and more mentally expensive. Just try to imagine that for a second. Every single time you go out, it costs you double the mental energy. Every sound feels like it's turned up to 11. Every little chat requires so much more focus. And this isn't an exaggeration. We're talking about a very real, tangible difference in how the brain is processing everything. So what's really going on here? What's driving this whole experience? Well, it pretty much boils down to 6 key features of this kind of mind. We're going to walk through each one so we can really get the why behind it all. All right, here's our roadmap. We've got 6 core reasons. We'll start with something called conservation mode. Basically, how the brain saves energy. Then we'll talk about a preference for things being predictable. After that, we'll get into deeper processing, intrinsic stimulation, which is super interesting, the high cost of social energy, and finally, how our environment literally conditions us to feel this way. Let's do it. Okay, number 1, energy conservation mode. So for some brains, stepping outside the front door isn't just a simple, casual thing. It's a major task. It's like preparing for a mission. You've got planning, you're constantly adjusting, you're navigating all this new stuff coming at you. The nervous system sees all of this and thinks, whoa, that's a huge drain on the battery. So its default setting, it's going to pick the one place where it can save power and stay regulated with the least amount of effort. And that place is home. And that leads us straight into our second point, a love for predictability. I mean, think about it. The outside world is the definition of unpredictable, right? You've got traffic, unexpected crowds, conversations you didn't plan for. All that constant chaos can trigger a low-level stress response, pumping out hormones like cortisol. But home is like a fortress of consistency. It's a predictable, stable environment where your brain can finally lower its guard and keep those stress levels down. Which brings us to this perfect quote and our third point, deeper processing. For some people, their brain is constantly analyzing everything. I mean, every little sound, every movement, every subtle shift in a conversation. It's like running a super high-definition scan of the world 24/7. And you can imagine that burns through mental energy like crazy. So home becomes the one place where the brain can shut down all those extra programs. It's where it doesn't have to be on high alert. It's the place where it can finally breathe. All right, number 4 is a big one, intrinsic stimulation. You know how a lot of people need to go out to find something to do? They need parties, concerts, big events to feel engaged. Well, for others, all the excitement they need is already happening inside. Their own thoughts, their ideas, their hobbies. That's more than enough to keep them stimulated. This is especially true for people with really analytical or creative minds. They've got this whole rich, vibrant world just living inside their own head. And that brings us to the social side of things and the energy it costs. And listen, this is so important. It's not about disliking people. It's about the cognitive price tag of being social. A high-processing brain is working overtime. It's decoding every single bit of social information, eye contact, body language, tone of voice, all those unsaid expectations. It's a total information overload. So choosing to limit that isn't about avoiding people. It's just really smart energy management. And our final reason, environmental conditioning. This one is pure and simple learned behavior. Think about it. If your brain experiences calm, safety, and recovery at home again and again, and then experiences effort, stress, and overstimulation outside again and again, what's it going to do? It's going to form a really powerful association. Home equals safety, outside equals work. Over time, staying in just becomes the default go-to path for feeling balanced and recharged. Okay, so let's put all the pieces of this puzzle together. You've got the energy conservation, the deep processing, that high social cost. When you see it all laid out, it becomes pretty clear that we need to totally redefine what a comfort zone even is. This is not about hiding from the world. Far from it. Choosing an environment that lets your brain actually do its best work, that's not weakness. That's not avoidance. That's intelligent self-regulation. It's about consciously managing your own unique mental energy so you can stay focused, stay clear, and just stay balanced. It's smart. And really, it all comes down to this simple truth. Some minds operate better in calm environments, and there's nothing abnormal about that. That's it. It's just a powerful reminder that there is no one-size-fits-all manual for being human, for mental well-being. So we'll leave you with a question to chew on. Just take a second and think about where you feel most at ease, most energized, most like, well, you. What does that ideal environment of yours say about the totally unique and powerful operating system that is your mind?